Welcome back, everyone. I'm prepared to be bedazzled because today we're going to be reviewing the Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men Magneto action figure. Is this action figure a paragon of resounding perfection, or should it be relegated to the pegs in the form of a quantity score? I'd have to rate him to be a 7 out of 10. Is this action figure deemed to be a meritorious, robust, extraordinary, worthwhile, stellar action figure? Is this action figure the quintessential action figure of Magneto? It is a decent action figure, to say the least. It has decent paint applications, decent textures, decent shadings, and of course, a decent sculpt. His details are also deemed to be decent. Is he on par with a Marvel Select Magneto action figure? I believe that action figure is the quintessential action figure of Magneto. However, that is a topic that is reserved for another video. As per this Hasbro Marvel Legends Magneto action figure, he is an incredible action figure because he not only emulates his Age of Apocalypse comic book counterpart and has visual fidelity to his Age of Apocalypse comic book counterpart, but also has ample points of articulation, so you can maneuver him into nearly any pose that you can conceive of in the bowels of your mind. He is photogenic, to say the least. He's ready and raring to enter the fray and decimate his adversaries. His powers are unparalleled, they are unmatched, they are unrivaled. Is he an inexorable juggernaut? Practically. He can discharge metal objects at his adversaries, and his barrage of attacks are relentless and can take down even the utmost powerful opponents who are seemingly insurmountable. By being able to control metal objects, he has a potent advantage against his adversaries. I can keep thrusting, discharging, and propelling metal objects at them until they can no longer sustain his attacks. So this Magneto action figure is extraordinary because he comes with an interchangeable head in tandem with fisted hands. He's ready and willing to enter the fray and pummel his adversaries to death. He can give them a clobbering. He prefers to be a long-range combatant. However, if deemed necessary, he can duke it out against his adversaries and pulverize them with his fists, even though he prefers to keep his distance and keep his adversaries at bay and stave them off and ward them off rather than engage them in melee combat. I do love the alternative head. I prefer the helmeted head in lieu of the exposed head. I love how he has a stern, solemn visage. He looks like he's primed for battle. He looks like he's poised for battle. And he does come with some energy effects. So it would have been ineffably epic if he came with some magnetic shield. It would have been ineffably epic if he came with Build-A-Figure pieces. It would have been ineffably epic if he came with Marvel comic books in tandem with X-Men DVDs and Blu-rays, as well as X-Men video games. I do love his Age of Apocalypse appearance. He looks like he is a battle-hardened warrior, to say the least. He is stoic. He looks like he is imbued with rage and animus and curiosity. So, overall, I'm going to furnish this action figure with a review score of 7 out of 10. I'm done adjudicating over this matter. He does have two sets of hands, one of which is fisted hands, other of which is open hands. I do not like the weapon-wielding hands, I prefer the fisted hands in lieu of the weapon-wielding hands. However, if you can wedge some swords in his hands and he can wield weapons at your discretion, but he's not meant to do that. That would be uncanny and peculiar and out of context for the character. I would have preferred if he came with more accessories, but the interchangeable head and the fisted hands and the energy effects are enticing, to say the least. And it is tantalizing to discover this figure. Because if you're an avid, devout, hardcore, avowed X-Men fan, then this action figure will more than likely tickle your fancy, pique your interest, and appease you. X-Men fans are placated. They will not be implacable. This action figure coincides eminently well with the prodigious 6-inch action figure collection, and he's definitely more nuanced relative to other Magnetos that were released. He may be the first Magneto action figure to be donning his Age of Apocalypse attire. So, I hope that you found this video to be intriguing and compelling, as well as enthralling, engrossing, riveting, mesmerizing, and of course, informative. Have a blissful day and a marvelous evening. Goodbye, good night, sayonara.